We got violin on the shuffle. I used to play the violin when I was in middle school. You know, when you had to pick an instrument. Anyway, so on my last live, I can't usually like read the comments while I'm driving, but I noticed somebody had asked me about detachment, like how to deal with detachment. And it kind of like, I would rather have like a two-way street conversation with that question, just because in what way are we speaking about detachment, you know? But it made me feel like all the ways that we look at detachment are really a belief system. It's an idea, because what are we actually attached to in for one, you know what I mean? Like, what are we detaching from? What were we attached to in the first place, whether it be a person, place, or thing, or an idea, right? So it made me feel like, really like trusting your instincts, because I think that all things, like I said before, the inner teacher, if something's not feeling right, or if something is feeling like a sacrifice to you, or if it's feeling like a compromise and not a cooperation, because a lot of the times that's what relationships do. We have a victim and a victimizer, but it's so subconscious, you know, and these are the parts of ourselves that are dark, you know, that need to be brought into the light. And we fall into these positions and we wonder why we're in the position again and again and again. Well, there's some type of system set up in your subconscious that's actually playing out. And so with detachment, right? I mean, and I've detached from, I feel like I done detached from everything I ever had. But some of us don't get the pleasure or the, you know, how do I say this? So I had an event when I was like 18, when my house burned down, right? And I lost everything I owned. And so to me, it was like, okay, I was forced into detachment. Like, okay, well, all your shit's gone, so fuck it. But my mindset at the time, because I was so young, I was looking at it like God just didn't want me to have stuff. Like, because I had all my, I was in art college at the time, and I was just studying to be an illustrator. And all of my art burned down. So I was thinking like, oh, God don't want me to do art. But that's how simple-minded I was at the time, right? Because I used to I was in the church and all that. And so I'm like, God must not want me to paint. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and do hair then, because my shit burned down, whatever. And so to have to be forced into detachment, right? Forced into like separating my identity from these things. And then again in my life, the same thing happened when I stopped doing hair. I had a detachment to something that gave me value. And I think that's really where detachment, it creates pain, is that we've attached ourselves to ideas and labels that make us feel worthy. Or we attach ourselves to things that make us feel worthy. We're trying to find something to identify with, to validate ourselves, right? So it's like, I'm thinking that I'm worth nothing if I don't have this, or I'm not being treated correctly if I'm not this, or if I don't say this right. So we're always trying to, like, we so self-conscious, you know what I mean, that's what keeps us in bondage and keeps us attached to people, places, and things. And I feel like getting comfortable with ourselves, because, like, I mean, everything, at some point you're gonna have to detach. You know, until you find that center of yourself, the only place that you are attached, you know what I mean, the only thing that you actually are. And then that's part of the peeling off the labels and ripping things out. Like, I don't need this no more, I don't need that no more. Part of the purge, you know. And I think it's most painful when it comes to death, and when it comes to detaching from relationship that at one point meant so much to us, or sacrifice, or something that was so sentimental, you know, or that something that allowed us to grow. And those are the people normally that we be attached to so much. And but it's like that inner space where it's like, when you know it's not right no more, to have to go with that. When you know that this not growing you no more, you have to go with that. Because if it's not growing you, it's not growing them. You're not doing nobody no favors by keeping them around You know what I'm saying? Or by not sticking to your guns about something, not following what you feel. Like even with business, with worth, like if I feel that, you know, my service should cost a certain amount, but I'm over here giving certain people discounts, it's okay if it feels okay. But if I'm feeling like, nah, man, I gotta step up my game, like I would pay somebody that for my service. You know what I'm saying? And that was another thing that hit me too, was like, I started evaluating, and I know this is like a little bit of judgment in this too, but you know, you go through different processes, and we do have levels of judgment that we have to navigate through in order to get to a place where judgment really starts to dissipate, right? So, like, I had to look at people in my life, like, are they treating me like I would treat them, or like I would treat myself? You know what I mean? Are they doing things that I wouldn't do? Because if you're doing something that I wouldn't do, then that's kind of grounds for like investigating the relationship. You know what I mean? And that might lead to detachment of that relationship. Because it's like, I'm over here with an intention to be my best self. I've signed that contract. You know what I'm saying? I can't get out of that contract. That's a forever life contract. Every day I wake up, and no matter where I'm at mentally, physically, I signed up for myself. Did you sign up for yourself? Because I'm gonna need you to choose you over me. Because I'm gonna choose me over you every time. And that's not in a malicious type of way, not in a selfish type of way. But if I'm not honoring myself, I'm not honoring you. You know what I mean? And I'm not teaching you, because that's the thing, we either teach in love or we teach in fear. And if I'm over here scared to unravel myself in front of you, then I'm teaching you fear. I'm teaching you how to be scared to unravel yourself, or teaching you how to like build the wall between us. And so it's like, actions are so important when it comes to these situations and these things, because it's like, no matter what I say, I mean, that doesn't really have nothing to do with how I am and how I act around people, what I'm showing and what I'm constantly teaching. You know, it's really a tightrope that we walk in here. It's really a little bridge, one foot in front of the other. You know, but every step of the way, paying attention to be honest with yourself, so that you can respect the people around you that you do love. And love is infinite. Love is not something that we have to try to do. Love is something that we are. You know what I mean? And when we're able to accept that and step into that, then I don't have to have these rules and regulations about how I need to love somebody or how I need to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to have it differently with the means of how they love, you know, the actions with how they love. But the simple fact that they are loved anyway, regardless of everything else. Like, you're the apple of God's eye. You know what I mean? Like we really wanting each other to win, and being in this space and knowing that whatever created this is on our side fully. It is on our side. It wants us to evolve, and we are evolving whether or not we like it. You know, we gonna go into different levels of technology. We gonna go into different levels of life, man. If you look at the last 100 years on how shit has changed, can you only imagine the next 100? No, you can't, because it's speeding the fuck up. We can only think about, oh, okay, it's going to be this way or it's going to be that way. Nah, we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Things that we didn't think are possible are going to become possible. Job titles that never existed are going to begin to exist. So that's another reason to have us thinking outside the box. Because I know for a fact, man, I can't check no box with what I do. What the fuck are you doing? I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? But whatever I'm doing, I just haven't found a fucking title for it yet. That's really what it is. I've been doing my job. And I think that's real. I think that everybody can say that. It's like, you know, you don't have to fall into no category about what you're doing and what you want to do. It could be something brand new, because essentially in every moment we have a chance to recreate ourselves. You know what I mean? And a chance to present ourselves in a recreated manner. Anyway, I just wanted to answer that, because I was like, you know, if somebody asks a question and then I don't get to read it, I'll be like, dang, you know, like I feel like not that my opinion matters, but it is good to like have a dialogue with certain elements of our being, which is like to speak about detachment. That's such a huge thing in life, you know, especially because when we look at our subconscious triggers, a lot of the times they stem from abandonment, betrayal, and those two things have a lot to do with detachment. You know what I mean? A lot of our traumas is with our abusers, and sometimes we was never abused, but maybe the abuse was so far down the line that it came through in a manipulated manner, and we still maybe not have physical abuse, but mental abuse, and all of us are really subjected to that on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because of what we actually watch and what we consume. You know, I was thinking today, like if you don't go on the internet, I know old people who don't fuck with the internet at all, right? My great aunt, for instance, and she knows everything. Trust me, she knows it all. Like, she gonna tell me about myself because she watches TV, right? CNN only or Fox, I don't fucking know. But she never ever goes on the internet. She don't even have a cell phone. So to her information is based solely off the television and what she gets from the television, right? And so there's like it's a model of thinking that's coming through the television. And then we opened up the internet, which is more of like a free source of information where everybody can pour into. This doesn't mean that it's truth though. But a lot of the times what it's doing is it's teaching us to think different. And I think that's really the part that we should concentrate on, is that if you're seeing something that could possibly be truth, right? Like, oh wow, this is in a way that I haven't really looked at life before. Or conspiracy theory, for instance. Oh wow, manipulation can work like this. Because if you've ever read the 48 Laws of Power, that's a cold book to read. You're like, damn, my mind don't even think like that. You know what I mean? But wow, what an interesting way to look at things. And so I think that all of these different models of information, you know, including books, including internet, including TV, including just having a dialogue, is all expanding it's expanding our dialogue. It's expanding the way that we think, you know? Or even chess. You learn how to play chess, you start thinking different, right? What does it say? What was the first resource you used for your healing? You know, it's interesting because like my healing, it kind of slapped me in the face, because like I fell off my skateboard and broke my face. So literally, you know what I mean? That was like the real start of it. Even though it started like probably 10 years ago, because I started fasting just randomly because I felt sick. But when I fell off my skateboard, I had to do like 3 rounds of antibiotics, and I couldn't digest food anymore. I couldn't even eat. I'd throw everything up. And then my face was so fucked off, I couldn't move my face. It was like instant Botox. And so I don't think that there was like one thing in particular that really helped me heal, you know, but just going with that inner guidance on what to do and what not to do. And I did a lot of research online as far as like, because I wanted to go a natural route, because the antibiotics had me so, that shit had me feeling like I wanted to commit suicide. Swear to God. I really had a thought like maybe I should just fucking leave. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought that before, but being on antibiotics really made me that psycho. I was a fucking depressed mess for like 15 days. And my eye, they said my eye might not work. It was, man, it was fucked. I was like, just kill me now, fuck it. But as soon as I came up off the antibiotics, I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to die. Is that what the medication is doing to these motherfuckers out here, making them crazy? Shit, I ain't doing that. So I wanted to go a natural route. And so, like, that's what I ended up doing. You know what I'm saying? Just researching different herbal medications and researching how, you know, different electric values of what the earth provides for us actually coincides with the electric values within our own organs. Because the thing is, we have detox organs within us: the kidneys, the skin, the lymph system, the digestive system. Like, these things, when they go down, you know what I'm saying, and they're not working properly, it's like your sewage is backing up. So there's certain herbs that get you moving, get you sweating, get your kidneys, you know what I'm saying, filtering, like, and everything that you need to heal, the earth provides for you. And then on a mental level, everything that you need to heal, the earth provides for you. you know, through people. Spirit will provide people for you to give you information or to send you in a certain direction. But I just think, like, a lot of the times our own journey is the sacredness, you know, it is yours. It's personal. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anybody else can navigate it for you. Whatever you find, whatever you resonate with, whatever you read, that's really what's gonna let you win. You see, anyone you can listen to spiritual guidance. I like Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's real dope. Dr. Robert Morse. He's the doctor that I followed. He does like a fruit cleanse. Let me see. You know, I like a guy named Matt Kahn too. He's kind of dope. He's out of like Portland. He's kind of weird, but he be talking that real shit. And ultimately, Marianne Williamson, that's really my boo. I love her. She got a book called Return to Love, and I swear to God, I read that book, and it was like, I was like, it was so simple. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what I'm looking for at this point. Like, don't confuse me with all the, you know what I mean? Oh, Bruce Lipton, he's cold too. But all of those is like real good, you know, teachers to go with. You know what I mean? But again, you might just find somebody on the random that you like, you know? Because each teacher is going to be able to communicate differently. And that's why we can't be scared to communicate what we know. Because, like, what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, it might resonate with somebody better than if somebody else said the exact same shit I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the crazy part about it is like each of us is a teacher and each of us is a student. And we have that responsibility in the world to show up. So, I mean, spiritually, you are spirit. You know what I'm saying? You already are spiritual. There's nothing that's going to define you to make you more spiritual. If anything, you're going to be working on getting naked. And I mean, taking off all of the labels. Because there's nothing really that you need to add to yourself. If anything, you're going to be taking it away. Because all of these programs and shit that we've had on us since we was kids and the shit that goes back decades. You know what I mean? Like what we're here to do now. Yeah, I can have the repetitive, the verbal, whatever I need to do to communicate spirituality. But really, my essence is spirituality. And so walking around knowing that, you know what I mean? You don't need nothing else. I don't have to explain nothing to you if I'm walking in my shit, you know? And a lot of the times, too, the words aren't coming from something that, like, this is just, it's like you become a channel and you just talk and you just feel free and you don't got no chains on you, so the shit just comes out. I didn't read no book before I got on here. This is just spit. I don't know. I'm at this gas station. I know they looking at me like, why is she talking to her phone? Who is she talking to? Let's see. Save this live. I'm driving and need a copy of it. Okay, I can, I'll write some names down and put it on, the feed or whatever, because then that'll be a little better, because I hate to have to listen to stuff too. I'm not a good memory person when it comes to listening. I have to read something to know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really good day, you know, and be reminded that it's okay to feel however you feel. You know, I had a little mini breakdown yesterday where I had to cry a little bit. It was good though. I know I like crying because I know that whatever I'm crying for, sometimes we don't even know why we're crying, but something's coming out that needed to come out. And that release, when it comes out physically, you already know it was festering in there mentally. It was festering in there emotionally. Get that shit out, you know? And I had to clean my room. I cleaned the fuck out my room. Hey, if you ever go through some turmoil, just clean your fucking room, man. That shit makes everything better. I was just a psychopath in my room. I was like, yo, this gotta go. I got a whole trunk full of shit. And it ain't even, I'm like, I don't even have that much stuff. Like, where the fuck did this shit come from? But yeah, so I just had to get rid of a whole bunch of shit. And I felt way better, and I think that was part of it, you know? Such a tool from the Most High, one love. Hey, that's real. My memory is trash too. I don't remember shit. Oh my God. People be like, you remember in high school when we was, don't remind me of that. A. B, no, I don't remember. Thank you. People be loving to remind you of when you was a fucking idiot. Hey, I know what I was, okay? I have plenty of proof of pictures and all of that. Drunk nights, sleep at IHOP in Vegas. Yeah, I did all of that. I wore skirts that when I bent over my booty showed. All of that. And guess what? It's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? This day should be used. Let me get out of here. I gotta go. Everybody have a good day.